Very good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Young lady, you made a history. You passed your driving test first attempt. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
We have a lot of things to tell because we have quite a long story. Okay, so we start from the beginning, and then as it goes, we explaining to the great British public or your friends who are looking for driving instructor. So, basically, as we met, you told me you had two previous instructor, and then you decided to change. What's happened?
So the first instructor I've had, I feel like both instructors really, they've not been as patient, and I always get really nervous when I'm turning left because I was taught to, when I'm turning corners, I was taught to be fast about it, and that made me like really nervous, and I just felt like I couldn't really learn properly.
Okay, then you changed because you didn't improve as you wished for.
Yeah, I felt like the process of learning was so slow that I wasn't really learning at all, and I was just stressed all the time.
That's bad because you should enjoy the lesson because it's a big thing. Okay, then you change for another person.
Yeah, and it was somewhat similar. So he was also a little bit, I'd say maybe impatient with me, and because it's the first few lessons, I think I would because I would turn so quickly because I'm nervous.
And you're learning, so regardless of you're nervous or you knew or not, you're learning. So you need to be patient and guided nicely. How to fix it. If it wasn't perfect, should be taught how to fix it.
Yeah, and I think just that anxiety got to me, knowing that my instructor maybe is not as patient, and it gets me more nervous, and then I wouldn't be able to learn as well.
Exactly. Then we met and we started almost from scratch because we wanted to cover everything to build a good foundation for you. What was the most important thing you thought, okay, now I'm staying with you because you serve my needs, because that's my job?
Yes. Well, firstly, you are so patient. Thank you. And what I love is that you always repeat the mistake or what I do. Even what I did something correctly, you would repeat that and then tell me why. So there's always a reason behind why it was a good move and why it wasn't.
And then we fixed it.
Yes.
And then we worked on it and repeated because we needed to burn in our brain, back of our head, to make sure we do it without concentrating on it. So
yeah, and you would always repeat things that's really important and then kind of engrave it in my head. So I just act naturally when it comes to that. Like when there's a narrow road, I know to slow down because less space, less speed.
This kind of standard is they going to stay with you. Okay, and then this is the result, so we have to prove it. So then we started to do the mock test, and then the first mock test you were very disappointed.
I don't know why, I was so nervous the first mock test. I don't really react well when I'm nervous, and so I get really anxious. So I became really tunnel vision in my first mock test, and I forget to check the mirrors.
Then scan everything. Okay.
So it wasn't good.
Yes, but look, the timing was very important because he left us 3 weeks to make you ready for the test, because he said, oh, I look into my mock test paper and I'm not ready at all. And I said, yes, that's why we do the mock test, because we need to learn how to responding to the different environment. And then we done the second one and you were still very, very nervous.
Yes.
And then I thought, and then I introduced you to listen to music on the driving test, on the mock test as well, because you were so heavily focused and it could be a problem. That's why you missed a lot of things. And then we started to listen to classical music and you started to be more relaxed.
Yeah, I think you were very to my needs, like you know what I needed to make me feel calmer, and we adjusted to that and it helped me a lot.
And you did thereafter, the next mock test, we could see you progressed very nicely because you haven't been too nervous, and you were surprised because you didn't know you can listen to music even on the driving test. I have another lady, she's listening chill station because that's her favorite type of music. Then we done many mock tests, and yesterday we done the last one, which was totally clear. The paper was totally clear, and then we said, now you are prepared and perfectly ready. Okay, so that was very important to do many mock tests, not just one, and also making proper notes about the mock test. So not just telling you what was good, what was bad. We were always making notes on paper, and then you could compare the papers to see, okay, this is where I need to focus, because on the lesson, when you're doing a mock test, you might not register everything, but when you see at home black and white, then your brain can process it. Okay, then we went for the driving test today, and yes, you passed first time, as we said. Here it is. And how was the test?
Yeah, so of course I was really nervous.
Of course.
But I think I was also really lucky today that we started really well, and we had a really lovely examiner.
Exactly, that was very important, Simon. Thank you, Simon.
He made me feel calm. Yeah, and there was one instance where I was approaching the roundabout and I couldn't change to the left lane, and we were going to the second exit. So, but the middle lane also goes to the second exit. But every time we practiced, we were in the left lane.
Because that time we have no cars there. But on the test, it was full with the cars. So you couldn't go into the left lane. And I was praying behind you.
But the middle lane also goes exactly the same direction.
What we said before the test, if you see the road lines, road marking says straight ahead or left, whatever, just stay between the lines. And that's the law. You need to obey the law, highway code. And I was praying behind you because I knew, oh, that's a different lane. But you did brilliantly.
Exactly, because you always, even though we always practice on the left lane, you always reminded me what would happen if I'm in the middle lane as well. So I know that if I'm in the middle lane, it's still okay.
You were confident, yes, because you knew what you have to do. Lovely. And it was really fabulous because the examiner loved the music. Of course, you said to him, look, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm going to listen to classical music. And he said, oh, classical FM, it's a very good one. And through the test, he was saying, oh, I would bet it was Tchaikovsky. He was giving you such a lovely atmosphere in the car. And it was brilliant, absolutely lovely person. There was one occasion when he said, okay, pull up on the left-hand side, please. And you did. And he said, have a sip of water and calm down a little bit. Guys, this examiner makes a perfect condition, brilliant atmosphere in the car, and it makes the difference. Obviously, you have to drive very well, very safely. So you didn't pass the test because you're lovely. He was lovely because you did very well. And how do you feel during the test? Was there any other situation when you felt, oh, it's a little bit shaky?
There was one instance where I put up on the left, and then he told me, okay, you can go. And then there was cars coming from the front and a car coming from the back. But the road, I think it was wide enough, but I just hesitated a little bit. And I waited a little bit too long.
And what was brilliant again, what he done, I was sitting there, so I was also, oh dear, just please move. And he said, are you okay? Out of the blue. And then the penny dropped, oh dear, I should move because if I'm not, I'm going to fail the test.
And then, I realized I probably
What
should
was the
move.
message? Yes.
And then the car moved behind me. And then that also made me realize, okay, I really
you
need
have to go
move.
because the car couldn't go around you and you were indicating. So absolutely very, very lovely examiner. So what would you say if your friends or whoever is in the country are looking for instructor, what criteria the instructor need to tick, what boxes they need to look for? How did you find me, by the way? Was it Google or somebody recommend me?
It was on Google. Because of my past experience, I felt like I'd rather spend a little bit more money and get an instructor who is good, best quality. And I found you on Google and you had all 5-star reviews, and I wanted to
discover it. Is it really true?
It's so important because you really need an instructor who is patient. and that's what I got from you.
It's very important. We need to click here in a good way, because I have always a lot of husband, wives or partners, and if I pass one of them, the other one is coming, and I always say, just because I pass your partner, it doesn't mean we will click. So it's a personal preference, and even I could be the best one, you could be the best one, but if we're not clicking, we're not going to make enough progress. So that's your advice. So looking for good reviews. Anything else?
I think just have a goal for the first lesson and then see the teaching style if it suits you. Because I think, to be honest, you can see it through with you that you're always reminding me and always telling me that every move I do, there's a reason behind it. And like if it's a closed junction or if it's open junction, and then what I need to do, and you always explain why. And even if you explained 10 times, you will still explain to me the 11th time. That was really important for me.
Repeating the same thing, yes, because when we're drawing, sometimes it gets in here and gets out, so it's not necessarily registered. So we need to, of course, it's our job to repeating things until you are aware of everything. Well done. So congratulations one more time. I'm going to miss you because you are so lovely. Fantastic drive. You made a history. Well done. First time pass. So we wish you all best of luck, and thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.